We are live with another video, and today we're going to be talking about thinking critically and why it's so important for the individual who is a skinny man and wants to build lean muscle, lose the last layer of belly fat, and really so much more. So when we're talking about thinking critically, we're talking about asking expansive questions. Asking questions is going to allow us to really just think repetitively and give us a different scenario or a different outcome versus telling ourselves certain statements, right? So what I mean by this is if we're looking for new ways, new solutions towards building lean muscle, we don't want to typically think about it from the statement of what can I not do, but it's rather what can I do to improve upon what I'm doing right now to build lean muscle. It's not about just telling yourselves a statement. It doesn't allow you to think critically towards looking for new ways to help you solve that problem, right? And being skinny, extremely skinny, right? If you're 130 pounds of that, it's not really looking at that as a problem, but it's seeing it as an opportunity. What's the opportunity in it, right? By thinking critically, we expand our current level of thinking. We look into what we are currently doing in our life and see what isn't working, see what may be working, and make constant revisions that allow us to grow into the individual we want to become. That's really all it is entirely as a whole, right? And so when we continue to think outside of the box, think outside of our comfort zone, we creatively look for ways to improve our life. So for the individual who is skinny fat, right, who relatively has a little bit of fat, right, not too much, but relatively wants to go on a lean bulk from where they currently are at, where they typically want to start from where they are at that point in time, which is getting into a calorie surplus. And if the individual has a great amount of fat on them and they're skinny fat, right, with little to no muscle composition, then they want to focus on getting to a calorie deficit first and then going on a lean bulk from there. It's really a little bit of the same process altogether, ideally. It's just that one is going to lose weight first, then go on the lean bulk so they can build and retain as much of the muscle composition as possible on their journey. But it really is asking yourself critical questions, right? I'm at the grocery store doing my own shopping, right? And I'm seeing some of the foods that I typically love to indulge in. Sweets, Oreos, cakes, cookies, and all that jazz, right? All of it. And it's literally asking myself in that present moment, is this going to help me accomplish the goal that I want to set for myself? There's a certain physique, there's a certain standard I have to hold myself towards to get that physique, to get cut, to get ripped, etc. Is what I'm doing now going to help me accomplish that goal, or is it going to push me further and further away from it? And ultimately, these are questions to not only expand on, but to really just reflect on and really just think if what I'm doing now is going to give me the best optimal chance to grow. If not, then maybe it's best to go towards an alternative route and find a better scenario. At the end of the day, it's asking questions. It's really asking questions that help us go towards thinking more and not seeing weight loss, not seeing the fact that you may be relatively thin, brittle arms, noodle legs, no depth in your chest. It's not seeing these as problems, but it's seeing it as opportunity that I get to go and do what I need to do so I can build a bigger chest, build a bigger back, right? And it's seeing all of these as opportunities to grow, develop, and become a better individual, both in body, both in mind, spiritually, mentally, financially. It's seeing all the opportunity behind it. And, I think that many individuals get caught up in not looking at the opportunity behind things in their life. They focus strictly on the problem, the pain that comes with the problem, the frustration, overwhelm, anxiety that comes within these problems, and they tend to focus on negativity, not focus on the positive. So it really is looking at things from a wider spectrum and seeing the fullness of it. And I think that when many individuals when people can actually focus on the opportunity behind everything, except without focusing on the problem, right? That's when we can begin to alter our mind towards how we approach not only our nutrition, not only our workout splits, the regimens, but really have a tighter sense of self-accountability, active accountability, really, and really play more of a sense of self-development in that role. But everything really starts with thinking critically. And when we can begin to expand our mind beyond our current level of thinking, we are able to open new ideas, creativity, new sense of ways to get things done. And sometimes you're finding new ways to get things done aside from the usual route that we're so accustomed to. It can be a good thing. But in the case of weight loss and building muscle, for the skinny man who wants to build a better body, build a better physique, everything starts with asking yourself questions that's going to give you a growth level it's going to give you a growth mindset, really, and not really a fixed mindset. Because when we tell ourselves statements, we close our mind and we don't allow our mind to fully grow, develop, and become creative with it. And creativity is something that none of us are limited to, which is why we have our brain, obviously, right? It's our most powerful asset to use it and to think of creative ways to get the job done. So it really starts with looking in the present moment and asking questions that are fixated towards growth and that aren't fixed questions, but that get the mind to constantly think of ways to grow and develop. And building a muscle isn't all about like the physical, it's all about the mental aspect altogether, right? How are you feeding your brain? How are you feeding your mind? How is your mind responding towards new stimuli, right? When you're at the store doing your grocery shopping, when you're in the gym focused, are you constantly thinking about how much time you got left towards dipping out of your exercise, right? It's constantly looking for ways to stay focused, stay locked in. And by critically thinking, it's going to have much more of a greater sense of impact. It's going to improve your overall way of thinking and acting in relation to fitness. And it's going to really improve your life altogether. That's going to be it for this YouTube video, man. If you tapped all the way in, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts, questions, comments, or takeaways you may have on topics you want to see in the near future. Let's go.